All right. So today is Monday. It is the 5th, the first. I can't even speak of it. This January 5th, the day that everybody's been waiting for concerning traders. Everybody's like, "Oh, I can't wait for this week." Well, long story short, I took a trade today and I ended up losing $830. No biggie, nothing bad. I've really have been really patient with these markets, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm really impressed with myself. I'm looking at these markets and I'm not just taking trades because of a setup. I'm taking trades because I'm like, well, if this happens, this means that my trade should work. Today, I fell victim of one, testing something, and two, um, I got an entry mixed up, but I want to show you guys this. So there's a lesson to be learned in this. Okay, so I'm just go down my full analysis. Full analysis previous to market open. I woke up late today because this is just random. I woke up at 8, I mean no 9:33, and I panicked, immediately looked at the market. I threw the market down in like 2 seconds and literally almost had a setup. But obviously there was no setup market open. Previous to that, I'm just gonna say that I was not ready for today. If we just look at analysis previous to market open, we kind of just have down candle of last week. We have just this bullish momentum. We also get this fair value gap inverse fair value gap retested at some point with, come on, get it down, with London session. So as you can see, this was just nothing but bullish momentum. So what does that give us as a confluence? We're in an uptrend. Now, with this being said, we are still in a higher time frame downtrend, but we currently right now in the hourly are in a bullish trend. So with that being said, I was like, you know what? Today looks like nothing but buys, and you know who I am? I like to go for sales. So I don't really want to take situations like this. But I said if it comes up, I will take the opportunity. Just to kind of just show you guys a quick example. Previous to London session, so this would have been Asia session. We get a sweep, we get a break. Yes, this is not beautiful, but it is something. Sweep, break, and then nothing but candles just keep closing up higher and higher at some point in time. All right, so if we just go ahead and go down to, no, we're still not done yet. If we go ahead and zone out this, and we go ahead and zone out, not zone out, picture this, and this one. Now, with this being said, previous to 930, this is the low on the hourly, previous to 930, this is the high, and this is a high. Now, what I was looking for was if we get rejection off of breaking this high, I was going to look for sales. Well, we'll just kind of draw down to 5 minutes. I'm going to show you guys this. Let me go ahead and get rid of this because I don't want to confuse nobody. Market opens, we get nothing but bullish momentum. With that being said, if we knew that this was a buying signal, the first thing we should have done in the 5 minute was this: sweep and then look for a retest going to the upside. But I'm not that type of trader, so I'm just going to be totally transparent. That's just not how I trade. I don't sit here and necessarily, do 5 minute sweeps to when I like reversals. I like to see reversals. I'm not trading with the trend. I am trading with the trend, but it's got to be in certain conditions, more or less to say. So, in other words, I see we get a sweep on the 5 minute. I draw it out to the 1 minute, and hopefully, I can provide you guys the exact trades that I took. But I want to show you something. Market opens, we get this expansionary candle, and we have this inverse fair value gap. If there was going to be a reversal, price consolidates, price ends up taking out market open high on the 5 minute, and then we end up sweeping. We end up coming all the way down, and where did I get an entry at? I just want to make sure that I'm 100% clear on this one because I want to show you how I missed an entry. Not miss an entry. I got in an entry. Okay, this was the one. I want to show you in the 5 minute too. Like there's a reason why I'm breaking this down. I really want you to just be patient on me. It's not looking right. Wait, did I get in on it? No, I didn't get in on market open. Oh, I confused myself. Sorry. I was wondering why that did not look right. Okay, we got all the way up here and we ended up taking out that previous high. That's exactly why I marked out this other one. So we took out this high previous to market open, and then we ended up taking out this high after market open. The reason that I waited for a price to either show me that it was going to go down or go up is because these hourly highs have been sitting here and have not been taken out. Well, usually, if you haven't realized, this is just my theory. Every single Monday, whatever the trend is, Monday is going to be the one that breaks the trend. It's just something that has always just went in a straight. I'm not gonna lie. For me, it's always been bullish. Mondays have always been bullish because we always are in a downtrend. We get this bullish momentum, and then there's no reversals, and probably until like Tuesday or London session. I'm just kind of giving you guys the whole the whole spiel. Anyways, we take out this high. We end up taking it this high. We're looking for reversals. As you can see right here, there was a inverse fair value gap. Now, at this point in time, I'm not sitting here worried about a liquidity sweep because we've already swept highs and we've already swept hourly highs. What I'm looking for now is a reversal. This is where I got tripped up, and I'm going to explain to you more in depth why this was like a big, slip on my end. Okay. With this being said, yes, we get the sweep. Yes, we get the break. No retest right here off this fair value gap, inverse fair value gap. Oh, that wasn't even inverse. No sweep off of, speak. Come on. No fair value gap retest right here. We end up getting a break. Let me just go ahead and get rid of this just for like 2 seconds. We end up getting a break below this low. We break below this low. We get a fair value gap, and it was momentum. I did not want to get off this retest, so I waited. Price consolidates. Price comes up, and I want to show you how I easily got tricked off this trade. Price comes up and finally retests off of this fair value gap that's been sitting here. And I'm like, oh, well, this was probably the reason why price wasn't moving. We got consolidation, we get a fair value gap retest, and we also get a sweep. But we also catch a break. What I did was the moment that I saw this 5 minute, pay attention, 5 minute fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, I entered. I'm going to bring back up this one in the 1 minute. And I'm going to show you why I stand on business on saying this to you guys. You see, after it retested off of this one right here, price came out, did a doji candle to the downside. This was a valid entry concerning the 5 minute inverse. Where I slipped up was I don't take sales off of 5 minute entries in the 1 minute. I take sales off of sometimes, well, I do take 5 minute entries. I don't want to confuse you guys. Like, this is really serious. I'm trying to prove something to you guys. If I would have waited for price to break below this zone, also creating a breaker structure to this leg up, also creating a inverse retest off of the 1 minute. I'm gonna show you. If we would have came below this low, we would have broke confirmations on this being like a strict level to not basically be broken. We'd have broke below, price would have came back in and retested, and then we would have went lower for sure. And I'm standing on business when I say for sure. I end up realizing that I got in on a 5 minute fair value gap retest, and I panicked because I was like, shoot, bro, that's not the entry I was wanting. I was wanting this 1 minute entry, not a 5 minute fair value gap. Inverse fair value gap, because it threw off my strategy. So I knew immediately this was not the right trade. And I was like, you know what? Suck it up, Q. A minimal mistake. It is what it is. You can't be sitting here defeating yourself all because you wasn't paying attention. So to kind of just bring it back up. And I really hope I'm not confusing you guys when I do all this. Like, I really want you to understand. I'm not gonna. It looks like a trade's literally playing out as we speak, but that's just me. Um. So obviously, I got in on this retest. Price literally took me out. I wasn't even in profits, so it just kind of sucked because I was like, dang, dude. Like, I'm not mad that I lost. I was more mad that I got in on the wrong entry and I thought it was valid. So price ended up taking me out for like 300 right here. 400. So I wasn't too mad. I was like, it is what it is, minor mistake. Carrying on, we moved to the next trade that I ended up taking. I think it was, where was my next one? And I do apologize that I was not ready for this video. Like I'm usually prepared, but now today, like I'm just kind of all over the place. I gotta do a lot of applications, and it's kind of messing with me because I'm just applying for jobs even if I don't want to be there. I just need the, obviously I need the income, so that's kind of just why it is what it is right now. This one was at 1 o'clock. Is it that right there? Mm, no, I'm confusing myself. It's just really hard sometimes when TradingView is not looking exactly the same as Trade Locker. Okay, so right here, I just want to say this doesn't even look clean at all, but some of you guys can understand. Okay, right here. I waited for price to basically start showing me that it was in a selling position. I didn't want to get in when I saw consolidation, so I ignored all of this. Price ends up sweeping above these highs right here on the 1 minute. This is a 1 minute confirmation. I'm just explaining to you guys. This was just me trying to see if I could catch another trade. Inverse Vega gap breaks below, price retests, and then breaks out. I waited for a breakout because I was like, you know what? I just want to see if the trade's going to play it. If it doesn't, it is what it is. I'm not going to defeat myself. So literally, price breaks out, but then it comes back into the zone, and then I end up getting taken out for 800 on the day. It is what it is. Simple mistake on the first trade. I was kind of beating myself up because I'm like, man, come on, Q. Like you really just made a simple mistake. But with how consolidating it's been lately, well, not even lately, how consolidating it's been just in general, it wasn't a valid trade. Realistically, we knew from the get-go this was a buying signal. We knew that there was only going to be power to the upside just because of how much selling power there has been lately. So Monday is a typical day that sometimes you want to stay away from. Was it a mistake that I should have just, kind of ignored? Absolutely. Could have just put it in the back burner, not worried about it. But now, I'm back to being negative on my account, just like literally a couple $100, nothing big. So after I can basically pull this account back together and then really be in profits, can't wait to get that payout. Long story short. But God is good. Sometimes we all need to go through a rough patch to where we just lean more on God. I'm not saying that it's easy, but just understanding that, if I could be a light to the world, I'm gonna do what I can. So, um, like and subscribe, share, hey, leave them comments. I really love the feedback. So thank you guys and love you guys.